Okay, let's see here. Last I can see out of. Oh, there we go. We've been told. Most people would say that we've been told to live a balanced life. That would be a goal, to have a balanced life. You've got your family, your career, maybe your spiritual stuff, and if you're spiritual, and then you've got your recreation and friends. You maybe have special interests. You're just a balance, like a smorgasbord, a little bit of all this stuff, and to have a nice balanced life. And most people probably wouldn't argue with that because we're kind of told that. We've been, I've heard that for years. Well, you need to live a more that guy didn't have a very balanced life, kind of this, that, or the other thing. So this is just an observation. I'm not telling you to do this or to change your life or whatever, but just an observation. I've known probably a dozen people who were in sports and went off and it became their career. They played professional sports. Some are playing right now, making millions of dollars. Golfers as well as some baseball players and a guy that races motorcycles. He's a big name. I'm not going to say his name, but these guys they've made it. And this is just in sports. They did their sport. They got good at it. They became a professional, and they're making a hell of a living. And many of them are still participating, successful. Okay. I also know some people that had commercial careers, where they were in. I knew a guy that was involved with cotton. Still is. He might be retired by now. Huge. He did a little thing with China. I've known guys that, one guy that makes custom wheels for your automobile. Done extremely well. Okay. Why do I bring these people up? Most of these people I've known for a very long time. And one parallel, one common denominator, one theme, one characteristic they all had is they weren't living a balanced life. None of these guys had a balanced life. Whatever they did, that's all they were doing. The guys I knew that played professional golf, that's all they did. The guys I knew, that's all they do. The guys, the motorcycle guy, that's all they did. They weren't about other things. They were focused on one thing, and that's why they're successful. The guy I knew that did the cotton guy, he was all in. There was nothing else. Okay. Now, someone on that, someone look at that and say, well, if you didn't see the success, gosh, they're just so focused on this one thing. It's all they have going for them. And, gosh, it seems so. Well, look at the end result. These people have been very successful. And I kind of think that people that are successful in things like this aren't balanced. They don't have a balanced view. They don't have a balanced, I shouldn't say view. They don't have balanced interests, like they're going to do a little bit of everything and enjoy all. No, they're all in on one thing. Okay. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. A great example would be, we knew about, being in the golf industry, we knew about Tiger Woods back when he was a little kid. Okay, here in California. Everyone knew about Tiger Woods. We knew this guy was coming. Okay. There's been a lot of guys that had that kind of start. He's the one that actually did it. There's some guys that, this kid from Southern Cal or Northern Cal, the Bay, there's this kid, he's so good at golf. And then they lose interest. They do something else. Not Tiger Woods. We knew he was coming. We've been waiting on him since the early 80s. Okay, so for people in golf that knew this, a lot of people say, wow, this guy just showed up and started winning all the time. No, we'd heard his footsteps for years and years. It's just a matter of if he would have stayed with it. And he did. But you look at someone like a Tiger Woods, and then he got into some trouble. You see, this guy had no kind of balance in his life. It was one thing and one thing only. That's what he did. I don't know if the guy had a girlfriend growing up. Not that would matter. Just focused, extremely well focused. And I'm not knocking them. It's fact. Very focused. These people aren't doing a whole lot of stuff. You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. They're doing all one thing. So the reason I bring this up, if you want to accomplish something, if you're trying to, not necessarily be the best, but if you're trying to do some, above and beyond in something, whether maybe it could be your family, could be your marriage, could be your spiritual life, could be your job. If you want to be a golfer, whatever your thing is, play professional golf or professional sports or whatever. You have to be all in. You have to be all about that one thing. Okay. Like I said, I'm not saying this would be someone's improvement, but if you don't, if you just want to be better at a thing or two, you have to weigh, okay, I can't be doing all of these things. That's what my whole life is like that. I'm one of those people. I got so many irons in the fire. It wasn't until I got older realized, dude, you need to get rid of that, focus on these few things. But if you're really going to be good at something, if you're really going to advance yourself in one thing, you need to be focused on that thing. Okay, but you have to judge, what do you want to sacrifice? Well, I kind of like the smorgasbord approach to life. I want a little bit of everything. Well, that's fine, but you're not going to necessarily be the leader in any of those things or going to be the best, you know what I'm saying? If you just want to participate and have fun, well, hey, that's great. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to be the best at this or really good at this, or you want to be significant in this field, you have to sacrifice some of those other things, if not all of them, and go all in on that thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Some people are, well, that guy, he just works too hard. He works all the time. Okay, and that's probably not healthy. Okay, maybe this person needs, you're too all in. Only you can make that decision. See, but if you want to be significant at something or better yourself or go further, you got to focus on that thing. You got to get the other stuff. That's not a priority. You're focused on this. I knew guys that played, I won't say their names, but played professional golf, who are now multimillionaires. They're many of them retired, but they slept in their cars before they'd made it big. They would scrounge enough money together to make this might not be, well, this would be a decent example. I had a friend who worked at a country club here. He was a very good golfer. Matter of fact, he did some time on tour. And he said, hey, I know this guy over here at the country club. He's good enough to play on the tour. I said, how do you mean? He goes, well, he's got the game. He can hit the ball, the way he plays, the way he is good enough to play on the tour. Now, this guy's telling me this at the time I'm like 38, 39 years old. I said, no, he's not. And this guy I'm talking to is a tour. He's a player. He goes, I said, no, this guy he doesn't have what it takes to play on the tour. He goes, you don't even know who I'm talking about. I said, I don't have to. From what you told me, this guy, he does not have what it takes to play on the professional tour. He doesn't have it. He says, you don't even know what I'm talking about. You haven't even seen this guy hit the ball. Does it matter? I said, why is he not playing today? He said, well, he's an attorney, has a good job, and has his wife and kids and established and all this kind of thing. I said, there you have it. He says, what do you mean? I said, think about the guys that played on the tour, the vast majority of them that are in that. There's 120, 30 guys that play every weekend. Not all are up here in the, superstars. All of the vast majority of those guys at no time took on some career or a family or some obligation. Maybe they might have had those things, but they left them because it was going to take them away, their focus and their ability to do this, to achieve this goal. They were selfish for it. Like I said, I'm not saying this is a great characteristic or anything, but I'm not saying that they're all, I shouldn't say totally selfish, but they're focused on this. This man that he brings up to me, he said, this guy's good enough to play on the professional tour. I said, no, he's not, because he's not selfish enough for it. He didn't skip law school. He didn't skip the family. He didn't leave law school or the attorney gig or leave his family or put his family in jeopardy living in a car with him while he's trying to do this thing on the tour. Because it's that kind of drive is what it takes to win at something like that. You have to be very selfish for it. Anyhow, I've gone long enough. If you want to advance in whatever it is, You have to be focused on it. There's 24 hours in your day. You have to look at what takes up all those 24 hours. Do you need to sleep less? Maybe not have a relationship, or maybe skip this, skip whatever the case is. What are you willing to sacrifice? How much of that to achieve that goal that you want? And do you really want to do that? Is that really something you want to do? Nothing wrong with a balanced life. It's just I don't know anyone that's achieved a specific thing in a specific field that had a balanced life. Just an observation. Love you, God bless.